Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weaverbirds Live TV with me, Karen Weaver, and
me, Emma Weaver.
Every week it's the fingers. What way will I go with these fingers? It's always a mirror.
Oh my goodness, week 24.
Week 24, and we have a very special guest, Ruth Young of Ruthless Media, who's going to come and join us today. We're so excited. But Emma, let's talk about the week that was. So it's as if, right, so we live at other sides of the globe, but it's as if the weather patterns have alternated as well. You know, yous are sweltering over in Ireland. Like you said, the highest ever
recorded
temperature.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely bucketing down here and storms, and it's just been such a contrast. So share with us what you've been up to this week.
Honest to goodness, like, and you and I do always say, you know, that we're on complete opposites. Everything is so opposite, Australia and Ireland. It's unbelievable. But it has been terribly hot, to be honest with you. So as much as people might think that's great and you pack up and you go to the beach, not really here. Well, I have a redhead as well, so I mean, I've been keeping him in just so that he doesn't get burnt, but the sun's been very extreme. And you know, it just makes everything else harder to do, doesn't it? Because you're so hot and tired. And
oh, absolutely. And whenever it's hotter, you actually it's not that you slim down in the cold. I notice whenever I go over to Ireland, it's as if I lose 10 pounds because the cold weather makes me shrink.
That was happening to me then.
Yeah. But whenever it's really hot and muggy, it's as if well, it's just something I've observed. And there's Peace. Hey, Peace. Good to see you. What's the weather like over in Queensland, Peace? Let us know.
It's probably totally different, but it's good. It's good. It does no harm. And you know, the longer evenings lifts your mood. It like literally gives you a longer day. Like when you're coming home, whether it's work or from whatever it was that you're out doing during the day, you still feel like you have the day.
Yeah. But the thing is that your houses aren't equipped for hot weather. Like you've got a heater there behind you. We don't have radiators over here.
Yeah.
You know, we have aircon, you know, that's the thing. So, you know, but you don't have aircon.
I think all the shops have sold out of fans. So anybody that has a fan, my mum has one. So hi mum, good one there.
Well done, Mom.
Yeah, that was good thinking. Yeah, so it's good. It's good. You know, we can't complain really, to be fair, as long as we're sensible about what we do.
Absolutely. So Emma, this week that was for you, and Peace is here, and she says it's still warm over in Queensland. So share with us what you've been at this week.
So I suppose just keeping building up Mental Wealth International. I've got a couple of exciting things coming up, some ambassador programs and different things coming up as well. And I also got nominated for the Global Business Mums Awards. So I'm so excited about that. I put up a post or a story about it, and the amount of people that come back inquiring what is it and things like that there. So really exciting, really excited.
Yeah. One thing I absolutely adore about the Osmompreneur Network, Peace is yay.
I'm so excited. Smile.
One of the things that I adore about it's such a buzz whenever you share about it, and then everybody wants to rally in and support and share. It's just such a live, you know, it's such a beautifully active thing to be part of, and the whole energy around it. So
I hadn't realised, Karen, but the amount of women that were like, oh my goodness. And then I was able to explain obviously a bit about it because I knew from just even watching yourself and Peace over the years. But you know, people have your back. There's good support there, and you know, it was lovely to see it coming through.
Well, one of the best things I ever did for my business and for myself personally was to be part of that network. It's just such a it's just like home. It's like your family, you know, and your business family, that you just grow with, and everybody helps each other, rises each other up. And so that's why the women's, you know, the Business Mother Awards should absolutely be embraced. Anyone in business, you know, we want you to succeed. So I think the nominations are closed for this year, but check it out anyway. We'll pop a link underneath this so that you can check it out, because it's just so good. It's just so good.
Yeah,
it's like a no-brainer.
People need to know about it. So I mean, it's about telling people and explaining and spreading the word. So I was very excited about that.
Absolutely.
That was nice. What about you? You were launching some books.
Oh, look, wait to see. P says we've extended the closing
Oh my
date.
goodness! Oh, well, then we put the link. Yay!
We'll
I
put
nominated a couple of people as well, so it's cool.
yeah.
We'll do that.
Oh, Katie's watching. Hey, Katie.
Bye.
Peace and Katie were on the show with us, so you can go and watch that episode.
Yay.
These ladies are amazing. And we did talk about this, and now it's happening, which is so exciting. So so this week, I don't know if anybody noticed last week, I wasn't well.
I know. You really weren't.
I
And
was
you
in
showed
so
up.
much pain. I showed up, but I got a diagnosis on Sunday. Straight onto antibiotics on Sunday, and by Monday I was feeling so much better. So
That's
I'm like,
unreal.
yeah, I've got my glow back, I've got my mojo back. But you know what else I did, Emma? And you're going to go, oh, that's only Karen would do this.
I bet you that's exactly what I'm going to think.
I haven't even told you. I'm going to surprise you after it, and I'm going to send it to you. I've written a book called The Soulful Entrepreneur.
No way.
Yeah. It just came oozing out of me, and I'll share the cover and everything with everyone. But it's called The Soulful Entrepreneur, and I talk about I'm just so excited about it. I'm like, where is this coming out of? This is
Your
like
sick tummy.
absolute gold. Yeah. Oh, Peace shared the link. Awesome.
Good one,
It's just oozed out of me, so it'll be finished by the end of this week and off to the editor, and will be out very soon. And I'm just so
goodness, that is
so
pure
excited.
Typical you.
That's it. It's just like when inspiration strikes, let's just go with it. But apparently, oh yeah, Peace, I'll share with you the cover as well. I'm loving it. But apparently, I was on a call last Friday, and one of the ladies in there was an astrologer. And she said to me, and it must have ignited something in me. It was after my radio show that we do on a Friday evening on Inspire Radio. Plug, people. I'm on Inspire Radio as a co-host from 3 to 6 Perth time today. But yes, she said that apparently there was it was a perfect time to write. There was like 5 days of this perfect environment in the stars or cosmos or whatever you want to call it to write, and I was like, wow, I'm going to use this to the best of my ability.
Tell you anything better. Go.
It's the beauty in belief. All right.
Brilliant.
No, it is so good. So enough about us.
I know.
We have a very special guest to come, and she's going to talk about all things social media, which is epic, which we are going to learn a lot from, because everyone needs to know about the Weaverbirds TV. Absolutely. So I'm just going to lose our banner, and I'm going to go back over to our brand. I'm going to bring Ruth Young on from Ruthless Media. Come and join us, Ruth. There you are. Welcome.
Hi.
Oh, Ruth, lovely to have you here. It's just fabulous to have you here with us.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you for the invite. I'm so excited to be here and just, let's talk. Though I am feeling the pressure when you're like, let's learn all things social media. And I'm like,
We don't want to know it all. We just want to know some tips that we can apply to our lives. But welcome. And we love the accent for our anyone watching in Australia and US. They are going to adore your accent. I just love it. But you're sweltering as well in Ireland, aren't you, Ruth?
Oh, I know. I'm getting a nice colour actually as well. So
you have a lovely colour.
Yeah, I know. My shoulder there. Yeah, check me out.
Yeah.
I usually burn as well. So yeah, this is lovely.
Oh, that's amazing. So Ruth, tell us about Ruthless Media and what you do. You shared with us earlier on, and I'd love for everyone to know.
So I worked for like 14 years in community and not-for-profit organizations, and I was nearly always the person who, was doing like the service delivery stuff or coordination of programs and things. But you're also really good at like social media. So could you manage our Facebook? Could you do our Twitter? Could you, so I ended up always doing those sorts of things. And for 10 of those years as well, I was volunteering as a camp leader, really running a camp for young people who loved technology. Sort of church-based young people who would come for a week, and we develop skills in making videos or creating graphics or designing presentations or recording audio and doing podcasts and stuff. and then they'd go back to their churches and use those skills in their church settings. So when I in August of 2019 didn't foresee a global pandemic coming, thought let's start a new business. I was thinking of all these things that I've enjoyed doing over the years, which was social media and creating content, and also equipping and training other people to be confident to do it as well. So overall that time I've always been one of those people who've been like, you know, an early adopter of Instagram or an early adopter of Twitter and YouTube and all these other things. And I've developed skills in all of those areas through kind of a personal interest field. But it's also developed into, well, how does this work from a professional point of view, or for a business, you know, to be able to promote themselves, and what's the best way to market yourself on social media, and how does that integrate with the wider marketing message that's going on? And so in August 2019, when I stepped out self-employed on my own, I had I think he was about a year and a half at that stage. He must have been, yeah, a year and a half year old son. And was just thinking I needed more time with him too, to be able to be flexible to his needs and stuff. Ruthless Media was born, and I set out kind of very
it's a real
blindly
gift from your
thinking, let's
parents
see.
to give
Yeah.
you him.
I
You
know,
know,
to have
I
that
was like,
foresight.
that's
I
ingenious.
know.
To have the foresight. But what we
I know.
love is that, you know, those questions that you ask yourself about what's, you know, that would not even come into my head. You know, but it's your calling and your passion, you know, and that's why you get to be the genius in that zone and get the calling into that. And we adore, because this is how we roll as well, is the flexibility around parenting is just such a gift, isn't it, to be able to do that, and to have your own time to choose when you do your work and things like that, because we are so efficient
Absolutely.
as mums. We can do so much, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, for sure. And I've a 4-month-old that's in the bouncy chair beside me here right now, and to be able to be flexible, to look after her, to be able to do stuff with my son who'll be starting nursery come September, and work around all of those things is just really, really important for me. So it was definitely worthwhile stepping out on my own to do all of this stuff as well, and be flexible to their needs, to this season of life, and to be able to juggle everything that mums need to juggle.
Yeah, we'll be nominating you for a Global Business Mother Award, by the way.
I was thinking
Watch out! Watch your
Yay.
inbox.
Ruth, can I ask you, Ruth, do you think, and this is going to be a
Yeah.
strange question, but because you've got all them skills, and I love your TikToks, I mean, they are epic, and you do them on everything, they're absolutely brilliant, so people really need to get in and watch them, and you're so quirky, it's lovely. Do you think the way now that we've all kind of been pushed into online businesses a wee bit more, even with me at work, there's a lot more going on online, it's more important to be present. Do you think was that actually a good thing then for Ruthless Media, because you kind of, or were you like, oh, this is an awful lot very soon?
You know, it was interesting because when the pandemic sort of hit the UK and Ireland, and things started to shut down in the middle of March, I actually lost a lot of clients.
Really?
Wow.
And it really, yeah, and it really surprised me, because I was thinking, people are going online. Why are you backing off from this?
Yeah.
This is the time to really embrace being present online. I mean, you even look at like McDonald's, and they had a whole campaign where they had the two arches that were slightly separate, you know, so we're social distance, but we're still here and we're online, and you know, you can do your Mac delivery or whatever it was, you know, and various other brands that were very smart in their social media messaging, still being present, might not be able to have the doors open right now, but we're still a brand that is a part of your life. And I think that the brands and the companies who've really embraced that over the last year and a bit are going to do well in the long run. Others who are like, oh, well, you know, I am, say, a wedding dress shop. I can't sell wedding dresses right now. I'll just sit here and twiddle my thumbs. They may struggle down the line when it comes to weddings being in full service again, and because they've maybe lost momentum in their audience following and engaging with their content, and losing visibility. They have to build all of that up again. So it's definitely been a very interesting year and a half when it comes to social media from that perspective. And
well, if you think about it, everybody was watching. Sorry, Ruth. Everybody's
Yeah,
was
yeah.
on. So we were all at home. And I mean, obviously, we all worked from home. But when you weren't working, you were probably on social media just to even find that connection. So people probably, as you say, then have to build it all back up again, really.
Yeah, and I mean, I discovered a whole lot of other new businesses that I never knew had been around, or even businesses that were pivoting slightly, like say greengrocers that were doing, a click and collect service or whatever, and I was like, flip, I should really try that and send a wee hamper to my mum and dad or something, and or who's got a birthday coming, oh, I could order this I never knew about before. So people were online discovering things that they never knew had been around before, and there was lots of new businesses coming out of it as well. Like grazing box businesses and various
That's
other
right.
things that were like, if we're going to be social at home, here's a way to do it. So people really pivoting what they're doing and having that presence online has been really important, and that'll see them get stead in the long term.
Yeah. Do you think, Ruth, and I'm a disaster at this myself, but I mean, social media is amazing, but you need to have a strategy for it to be efficient, don't you, really?
Yeah, and it can be as simple as I'm going to focus on Facebook and that's it. Or I'm going to really work on my TikTok and build up my audience there before I get into another platform and plug into that, So we keep it simple, working out what are the evergreen pieces of content that I can be talking about and what's the seasonal stuff that I need to be on the ball with. So for yourself, when's World Mental Health Week? I need to be talking about that when that comes up. Or even like Maternal Mental Health Week. I need to get onto that. Breastfeeding week's coming up soon as well, and there's lots of mental health issues around that. So there's your seasonal content sort of for you, Emma.
Thanks.
But yeah, there's your strategy done in 2 minutes there. But yeah, having even just a simple strategy in terms of, what are the main points of my business that I need to be sharing about, and what are the seasonal things that I could be sharing about? Because sometimes we get stuck and we're just like, gosh, I need to share something today. What am I going to say? And blank, can't think of anything. But if you've got it kind of written down, and you can revisit the same thing over and over again, to make sure new people are seeing the same message, or are seeing a new message, or the old people are still seeing the same message, and that consistency and understanding more of what it is that you do. So it can be really simple, but having that strategy can really help.
I'd imagine so.
It's amazing, isn't it? And that's the thing. Whenever you put something up, that doesn't have to be the end of it. You can repurpose it, and it's always recommended to repurpose it, because especially if you're getting engagement on it, because isn't it for some people the psychology they have to see something 8 times? I know in the book industry, whenever we're promoting a book, we're like, promote the life out of it, put loads of things out there, because it takes, if someone's not already invested in buying that book, they need to see it 8 times before they take action, and you've got to make it really easy for them to take action. So like a one click, isn't it? So just one click, so they don't have to go searching.
Absolutely. And I think that's another thing that businesses have really needed to work at, particularly in the last year. If you're doing a click and collect or a buy online thing, make it really clear, really easy how they're going to buy it. And it's been a big jump for some businesses who have been a retail unit to suddenly go, I'm going to sell on Instagram now. And getting their Instagram shop set up, and getting maybe Shopify and all this sort of stuff. So there's been lots of things that have had to be considered for people to make that really smooth. But I think as well as simply in your content is just to say, this is where you buy, this is how you buy. Because there have been some people that I've bought from in this past couple of years that I'm like, I've had to message them and go, how do I order this, or how do I pick this, or how do I pay? And it's been complicated, and just they haven't got process fine-tuned yet, and that's fair enough. But as long as they're working towards it, and then they can start to be saying, go to my website, or go to my Etsy, or go to my Shopify, or whatever it is, to buy now, or tag in the product, or whatever it may be, make it really simple, and have that overall digital marketing thing tied up in a smooth customer journey.
And you can have so much fun. Yeah, you can have so much fun with social media.
I know.
But you can have so much fun with social media. And I have to admit, I have not delved into TikTok yet. But can you share with us some tips for TikTok?
Yeah, so it's funny. I joined TikTok in January last year before it just was everywhere in the lockdown of March and so on. So it was kind of slightly ahead of the curve. Not as ahead of the curve as some other people have been, but slightly ahead of the curve in terms of understanding how the platform works, what the style of content is like, what the typical user does when they're browsing and things like that. So, or even just how to create a video that can be used on now Instagram Reels, or I've used some TikToks on like LinkedIn and whatever as well, just to communicate a message in a slightly different way that catches attention. So, and I've kind of forgotten what your question was about TikTok there now, because I'm just kind of like, oh,
Just some tips for us novices who aren't even on the platform yet.
Okay, well, I mean, these tips are also applicable to most other platforms. When you're using hashtags on TikTok, try and keep it maybe 3, maybe 4. Keep it really specific and clear as to what the content is. Sometimes working to what the trends are can be really helpful. So when you're on the app, there's a discover section where you can discover what is trending. Sometimes those are sponsored things, so like big brands like Nike or Maybelline or something, or oh gosh, I can't think who was on yesterday there. But there's brands that will have a sponsored theme going on, and they'll have a specific sound, and people can take that sound, do the hashtag Maybelline challenge or something, and make it their own version of that video then with the sound. So using those trends to build your audience, using the 3 or 4 hashtags to kind of describe what your content's about, because that will attract similar people that you want to engage with. But also thinking then, like most platforms, when you're marketing your business, what does my typical audience engage with in terms of hashtags? So if you're a wedding dress shop, go back to that example again, you could be doing hashtag bride 2021 or something like that, even though you are the wedding dress shop, and then the final tip, always be speaking to your audience and what they need to hear. Think about how they'll hear it, and be creating content that they are going to be interested in. But that applies to all platforms as well. And also engage with other people's content. Don't just make it a broadcasting platform, make it an interactive platform, because it's called social media for a reason. So
that is it. It's not about just being out there yourself. It's about engaging with others and highlighting each other, and anything that resonates with you, your audience is probably going to resonate with too, and be grateful that you shared it with them. Kind of have that kind of mentality of it. Oh, isn't it amazing, Emma, to learn from Ruth? And we're going to talk all day, but we always go over our time, Ruth. So we have to. But Ruth, where can everyone find you?
Ruthless Media NI on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. So yeah, and just look for Ruth Young on LinkedIn as well. Or you can go to ruthlessmedia.uk. Would be the simplest place to find everything.
Oh,
Karen, how cool is Ruth? And 2 babbies, and you're just mixing it all up and creating a life that you want for your wee family as well by establishing your own business. And it's clearly something that you absolutely love doing, to be fair.
Oh, absolutely. And it's great. I mean, it's funny though as well, because my little boy, and there's my camera slipping again. My little boy, who's 3, is walking about, and he comes to my laptop, and he's all like, tap, 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 Facebook, I'm on Instagram. It's so cute. And I'm like, gosh, you shouldn't know about Facebook and Instagram at your age, but
they do.
But I also kind of think
my
it's
kid
maybe
thinks
a
they
little
can
bit of the
publish
YouTube
books.
influence and that generation watching YouTube. So
that's right, 100%.
They learn from us. They learn from us, but they're getting ahead of the game. Oh, Ruth, thank you so much for joining us. We are truly, truly grateful, and I know it's late with you as well, so we're extra grateful. So, guys, go and check Ruth out on Ruthless Media NI on all socials, and you'd be sick looking at us now. We'd be all hunting it down. So, thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth. It was lovely to have you here. Thank you.
Oh, wasn't that so good?
How cool is Ruth, to be fair?
Yeah, absolutely. So cool.
So cool. My God. And the babby was no bother, so that's lovely.
Oh, isn't it good when they behave? That's the thing. I know, I'm super motivated to go and
Yeah.
do more on socials because I've been a bit slack lately. But wow, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there,
good,
you know
isn't
what I
it?
mean? And there is something, and I'm like, we're all only learning, I suppose, and it's about showing up and it's about creating content. However, it's about being clever with it as well. So,
Yeah. And
there's messages
authentic,
to share. Yeah,
and
yeah,
authentic.
yeah.
There's
You
no
really
point.
should check Ruth out. Some of her stuff, I mean, so quirky as well. She's so on the
Yeah.
ball, very much on the pulse of what's going on. Like, I mean, she was on TikTok a year maybe before anybody really here, so it's really, really good.
Yeah, that's it. Get ahead of the game. I love that. And the innovative thinking, even, it's even better. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, sis.
I
Another
know.
amazing show. And what do we say? We say just go and check out Ruthless Media and that's what I'm like, okay, we're gonna go
You
and
want
do
to
that
go
now.
now?
It's
You want us to
Friday
go?
here. It's Friday here, and yeah, I'm really motivated to have some fun today. One of my kids is getting a merit certificate, so we start that
Ah,
day on that. Yes, yeah, a surprise
lovely.
one. Mary, would you believe it?
Oh my goodness, we don't.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's interesting. She's
gorgeous.
so much better at school than she is at home.
Oh my god. Well, that's where that's it takes everything to go at school, and then at home she can just be herself, no bother.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. She puts all her effort into being good at school and then comes home and can just have the
Yeah,
freedom of that. It's
just be
hilarious.
yourself. That's
Everyone
perfect.
needs a Mary in their lives. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and watch out for next week's show, and we'll have another special guest join
Yay.
us. Bye,
We will.
everyone.
Bye.